Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
More than 700,000 Americans have died from COVID-19. A handful have died from the vaccine, one in Washtenaw County. Tonight, the family is speaking out.
A new study from the University of Michigan taking a look at just how many Detroiters are living in substandard homes. Coming up, why nearly 100,000 of our friends and neighbors are in need of immediate help.
A return to remote learning in one district, but this time it wasn't because of a COVID outbreak. We're glad you're with us tonight at 6. A bit of deja vu in Ann Arbor today for thousands of school students.
That's right, because they ended up back online for classes just like they were during COVID. 3 schools wound up closed for the day. Local 4's Rod Maloney has the story.
This is Huron High School. And this place, while quiet right now, ought to be a hive of activity because there's a football game here tonight. But instead, classes were online today, much like they were during COVID. But this is not COVID, and we know this because we called the Washtenaw County Health Department, and they say, no, there are no health problems having to do with COVID shutting down the school. The Ann Arbor School District Superintendent's Office did not get back to Local 4 today, despite repeated attempts to hear from them to get any official word on what's going on, but it was on the website, and parent Paul Mungar tells us what the district told him.
There's a shortage of substitute teachers. And this is a D1 school. There's 1,900 kids almost enrolled here, and so that's why they're having. That's what they said. There are several teachers who are sick. It's not an alarming number.
A couple of other schools closed for the same reason. Forsyth Middle School here, and also Skyline High. Now, if you're wondering, is Ann Arbor unique? It's not. Dr. Tina Kerr, the executive director of the Michigan Association of Superintendents and Administrators, says that teacher, and in particular substitute teacher shortages, are at crisis levels statewide. She believes this kind of shutdown is going to become more common. To Paul Mungar, it's all about adapting to an ever-changing landscape.
We're unprecedented times that these educators have to deal with, and the kids have a great attitude about it too, you know.
And that's good news. Now, there's another thing to be watching out for, and that is bus driver shortages. We're told that that's going to become a problem, along with other of the support staff not being available. And there is that question of, okay, well, now what happens if we get a lot of the flu? Chances are we're going to be seeing more of these kinds of problems. Back to you.
Rod, do you know if they're going to reopen on Monday?
Well, the superintendent's office didn't get back to us, but if you stay and watch the superintendent's website, they have been putting out bulletins both on this situation today and also their bus driver situation as well. So I'd check that Sunday night before you go to bed.
Yeah. Okay. Rod, thanks.
Let's look at today's coronavirus headlines now. Latest on cases, state of Michigan reporting 7,505 new cases. That's a 2-day total, so averaging out to about 3,700 cases per day. 118 more deaths are also being reported, including 69, which come from a vital records review. On the vaccine front, the state's vaccine rate right now is at 68.4%. It has been moving quite slowly. Meantime, state health officials are urging COVID-19 boosters for residents who are eligible. In the U.S. alone, more than 733,000 people now have died from COVID-19. According to a National Institutes of Health study, the COVID-19 vaccines prevented more than 139,000 deaths in the first 5 months they were available. But tragically, the vaccines have been linked to a few rare deaths. For example, there are 5 confirmed deaths of thrombosis with thrombocytopenia syndrome, wisely known as TTS, after patients received Johnson & Johnson's vaccine. One of those deaths was a Michigan woman who was among the more than 15 million Americans who got the J&J shot. Priya Mann has her story.
Sandra Jacobs did not want to get vaccinated, but ultimately decided to because she had to travel for work. This is the 14-page autopsy report written by Dr. Kaplan of U of M's Michigan Medicine. It lists the cause of death as complications from the vaccine. In this case, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
This is proof that it can happen.
Tatum Strader Byron says this postmortem report validates what she's known for months.
Most people, they don't want to believe that somebody could have died from the vaccine. That's why I wanted a report.
The 60-year-old Washtenaw County grandmother died less than 2 weeks after getting the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
all of us could probably name at least one person who passed from COVID. And so that reaction is, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. However, when you say that my mom died from the vaccine, the reaction is not the same. It's definitely met with a lot of skepticism.
Sandra Jacobs started having headaches, nausea, and chest pain shortly after getting the single-dose shot. Her doctor advised over-the-counter pain meds. When she didn't show up for work or log on remotely, a concerned friend found her body inside her home.
Personally, I have a lot of, God, I wish she would have waited. I wish she would have. It was pulled off the market 5 days after she got it, and she died 2 days before it went back on the market. So for me, it's almost like adding insult to injury at that point.
In April, federal health officials temporarily paused the J&J vaccine after several patients developed a rare blood clotting disorder. The pathologist ruled Sandra's death as natural. Since this is a known yet rare complication of the vaccine, it may also be considered a therapeutic complication.
I know she would want her story heard. I know that if she could help, not to sway people one way or the other, but if she could help people by sharing her experience, she would, because that's the type of person she was.
Tatum says she misses the little things the most.
Your mom is the person that you call, right? Like if you have a question about something, you call your mom, right? But I can't call my mom.
More than 733,000 people have died from COVID-19.
A loss is a loss, right? So if somebody dies from COVID, it's equally as bad as somebody who dies from a vaccine. So just to try to remember their human side, because I don't know that a lot of people are still doing that.
In Washtenaw County, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Now, Jacobs did have some underlying health issues, including MS, heart disease, and obesity. And we just got this statement from Johnson & Johnson, and it reads thusly: the safety and well-being of every individual who receives a Johnson & Johnson product remains our top priority. Any adverse event report about individuals receiving Johnson & Johnson's single-shot COVID-19 vaccine, as well as our own assessment of the report, is shared with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, European Medicines Agency, and the World Health Organization, and other appropriate health authorities where our vaccine is authorized.
We're learning more about Pfizer's vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. The company released 82 pages of information in advance of a meeting next Tuesday, where the FDA's vaccine advisory panel will consider whether to recommend authorizing the vaccine. It comes as cases of COVID continue to spread in school-aged children. The vaccine focus now shifting to children. Pfizer reporting its COVID-19 vaccine was 90.7% effective at preventing symptomatic cases in children ages 5 to 11. The trial included 2,268 children. 2/3 of the kids received the vaccine, 1/3 received the placebo. 16 children in the placebo group caught COVID compared to just 3 in the vaccinated group. There were no cases of severe illness in either group. Side effects from the vaccine were mild to moderate, and most occurred in the first day or two. The most common were arm pain, fatigue, headache, muscle pain, and chills. No safety concerns were identified. There were no cases of heart inflammation in the trial participants, though experts say such a rare side effect would be unlikely to show up in a trial of this size. The Surgeon General, himself a father of a 5-year-old, says the cost of COVID on kids should not be underestimated.
Parents across the country have been waiting for a vaccine for a long time and are eager that this moment may be close. We've had hundreds of children who have lost their lives, thousands who have been hospitalized. Many have not been in school consistently. They've been quarantined. They've missed out on social engagements and get-togethers. Youth sports have been disrupted. When you look at the toll, the price tag, if you will, of COVID on our children, it is quite significant. So we want them to get their lives back. The FDA's vaccine advisory panel will meet next Tuesday to consider the vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. If the FDA gives the green light, the CDC's advisors would then meet November 2nd and 3rd. The CDC director would then have the final say.
Staggering look at problem housing in Detroit. Tens of thousands of homes in need of major repairs affecting close to 91,000 of our friends and neighbors. Grant Herms is on Detroit's east side tonight. Grant, researchers knew this problem was bad. Worse, though, than they thought.
Yeah, this problem is much more serious than they thought. We're here on the east side where blight and homes in need of that repair are no stranger to people here. You can go to pretty much any neighborhood down here and find one of those homes. And this new look from the University of Michigan is a startling look, especially as we look towards the winter. The report looked at 2,000 Detroit homeowners, asking how satisfied they were with their living conditions. Meant to support a study from last summer, instead finding that study underestimated the number of homes in need of major repairs by nearly 14,000.
Those numbers are staggering. And I think it also reveals some of the disparities between the broader metro area and what's happening in the city.
According to researchers, nearly 38,000 homes are in need of repairs, or roughly 91,000 Detroiters are living in substandard housing. Last month, the city of Detroit announcing the Renew Detroit program to tackle home repairs, but it can only reach 750 homes a year, and thousands have already signed up for help.
These are homes that within the last year, the residents have experienced a major problem with electrical issues, a major problem with having running water or hot water, and a major problem with having heat.
Things also get worse when you talk about renters, many of whom are low income and can't afford to fight landlords for basic living standards. An entire set of Detroiters missed by the city's program.
And another thing to point out is that these home repair programs are only for homeowners. And that means that there are a lot of renters who are living in inadequate quality housing conditions, and there's no resources for them.
And things also get worse, as they often do for those with the least. About 1 in 5 of the people in this survey who said they were unhappy or lived in substandard housing made less than $30,000 a year. About 18% of those same households also had children in them. Devin?
Fascinating. All right, Grant.
Okay, well, the clouds have crept in, and we are looking at some rain chances for the weekend, right, Andrew?
And Kimberly and Devin, the chilly air is in place as well. And you're right, there are some chances of rain, albeit small. I'll let you know when we have the chance of rain. We have chilly 40s out there. The complete weekend forecast in minutes.
This house is for sale, and we tell you how the homeowner is ensuring that an offer on this house is a benefit for the community.